going on, man?
What's up?
We back again, another week of the Gentleman's Lounge, man. You already know. We got my boy Albert, AJ Simmons over here.
People gonna start putting my government on.
It says it on the cover.
It definitely says that.
Where?
On the cover of the episode, the cover art.
It's not AJ?
No, I say Albert Simmons.
For real?
What's up, y'all? Y'all got less, man. All that less is more.
Y'all lying. You already know. You got your boy Jarrette here and your boy Jay Jones. You already know. And today, man, we got a very special guest, man. The man, the myth, the legend, my pod mate. My show mate, Mr. Shayne Jansen himself, man. What's up, bro?
Yeah.
Thanks
Find like therapy coach too or something like that, man. Like a buddy system. I feel it.
Everything. My trauma partner there.
You know, you're the guy who carried the show, guy. Yeah, I mean,
Whoa.
we can go on for if we want to, but you know,
I like the jabs
That's
already.
crazy.
Early
If I remember
jabs.
straight, we were
the other guy who carried the show.
Oh, okay.
I said the two guys who carried the show.
Oh, I thought you said the only guy that carried the show.
Come on, bro.
man. All right, man.
We're already having a hard time with this.
No. Let's get started. So for everybody who don't know, man, if y'all new to the show, new to the podcast, Shayne and I we were both casted to be on season 2 of Love Is Blind.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And it was a crazy experience, right?
The craziest experience of my life, that's for sure. Yeah, man.
Was that for both y'all first time on TV?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, it was.
That's what's up.
I mean, throw us right in the gauntlet.
So
You can't get any deeper than that, though. That was tough.
So how did they even approach you about being on Love Is Blind?
Yeah, for me it was, I'll be honest with you, I was drunk and a little high on one night, on a Friday, Saturday night, got a random DM, and at the time, you know, I have like 800 followers, 1,000 followers, so you read every DM you get, right? You're like, oh my God, I got a DM, who was it from? You know, now it's a lot different, but like, back in the day, I knew it, so like, I thought it was fake at first, you know, something just random, but still, you know, I was a little drunk, I said, a little high, and I'm like, you know what, let's just have fun with it.
Yeah.
And one thing kept leading to another, as you know, it was like, 2 weeks later, and they randomly reached out, okay, maybe we won't hear from him. 2 weeks later again, 2 weeks later again. And next thing you know, it's like, oh shit, like, this shit's gonna happen. Like, this might actually happen, dude. It was wild. Like, you don't take it seriously because this thing is a joke this whole time, right? Yeah. And you still think it's a joke until you actually get to LA. Like, I thought when I got picked up in the van, they had my name out there, I thought I was still getting like, you know, kidnapped. I had no idea what the hell's going on. You know, it's seriously, you have no idea. It's really, like, they have to be so discreet with it that you don't really know what to think going into it until you actually get to the hotel and like whatever happens. Yeah.
And funny story. Didn't you miss your flight?
My flight. I told Jarrette, I'm like, I had my bachelor party the night before Love Is Blind because this is gonna be my last night's freedom.
Yeah, so we were all in. So we all landed in LA together. So we didn't know who was on the show, like at all, because it was very discreet. Like they just put us all on the plane, and I just so happened to be sitting next to one of the guys who was on the show, but I had no idea. So we didn't know until we got to the airport and they put us all together, and it's just like, oh, are you guys here for Love Is Blind, blah, blah, blah. So we was like, yeah. And everybody was there, but so we go through, we do our whole orientation, everything, and
at this point, it's just the guys.
Yeah, it's all the guys.
They split, of course, split the guys and girls, yeah.
And I don't think you came until the next day.
I had to take a connecting flight. I was in Vegas for like 4 hours, flying to LA.
Damn, they were probably like, yo, we didn't have enough time to reach that.
I honestly was not even supposed to go. I'm like, you guys understand if you don't want me to go, I get it, blah, blah, blah. Because they have backup options. I think they really do.
They did.
But it's like, I was lucky on the show. I wouldn't even be here now. It's crazy. It's crazy.
You wouldn't be big.
But they knew what they had in me. They knew they should have flew me first class out there after that, dude. I thought I was getting first class.
That's crazy because you talk about with the DM, we actually had a few of our friends who got those same DMs.
Yeah.
So it was a couple of us, like what, 3?
Yeah,
you and a couple other guys.
You got DMs.
Yeah, so that's why I initially thought it was fake too, because they DM me and they DM two of my other partners. I'm like,
hey, listen, it comes like a charity PowerPoint, it looked like someone did, like a third grader did it. You know?
And I was like, oh no, but I'm
y'all threw it in the chat like, hey, you get this DM, man, that's crazy. Is this fake? So then Jarrette just took off with it. I was at his house when he was actually doing the what's it called,
the interviews
and all that stuff. I'm in the background, kind of like laughing.
I was doing a Skype interview. Yeah. The first Skype interview.
Yep.
He just happened to pull up to my crib, and I'm like, I'm on the
He got all the lights on him and shit.
Oh, you did?
Bro, they said you had to have ample lighting and things
Oh,
like that.
dude, I remember I was hungover for
Hey
so
man,
many.
you gotta make sure it works. You gotta make sure it works. Gotta make sure it works.
I'm the same way as you. Like, I didn't think it was real. Like, until for me, it was like when I had the psych test. Because I was like, what the fuck? Like, I went through a couple Skype interviews, and then I didn't hear from them until, like, after New Year's.
It's like a 6-month process.
Well, not for me. For me, it was, like, 2 months.
Oh, mine was
3
like
months.
6. It took forever.
Damn.
Yeah, mine was like 6 months. But again, it was like 3 weeks you don't hear from them. And it's like, you know what I mean? You hear from once. And
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I think they have, I don't know how it worked for a lot of people, but mine was like a 6-month process. It was a long time.
Yeah, mine was quick, but I didn't think that I was going to be casted. And then after the psych interview, I was like,
This is real.
this is getting really
and
real.
they tell you like, dude, you have a good chance. You have a good chance.
Yeah.
Just get ready. Just get
You
ready.
might want to tell your
You can't
job.
tell
that
you.
you
Yeah,
may-
exactly.
You,
That's what
may
they say to you.
may need 3 weeks off. I'm like,
Yeah, they might. Yeah.
Not 3
You
weeks
go,
off,
like,
right?
But like at the time, it's like I didn't really know I was blind either. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm like, dude, out of all reality TV shows, this is probably the last one I want to be on. That's what I thought to myself. It's like you have to get married, possibly, right? And you can't see the person you're going to be dating. Like this all sounds like a nightmare to me. Actually, it all sounded horrible.
And you've never seen like Married at First Sight or anything?
No, and I didn't even see the first season of Love Is Blind. I didn't watch it.
What would have been your first show then? Because you said out of all the shows,
I would have done. MTV The Challenge is like my favorite thing. Like I would have loved
bro,
the
you trying to
challenge.
be like me. I wanted to do that too. I swear to God. I only wanted to be on Real World when I was a kid.
Yeah, that would be
on the
ultimate.
challenge. I swear to God.
Dude, can you imagine us right now doing that? We'd be canceled. We'd be canceled in 2 seconds. I'd be canceled.
Into that,
Yeah, dude,
man.
we would be canceled in 2 seconds, dude.
I can definitely, I can sense the vibe, man. I can sense the
I
vibe.
don't have the personality for all that, man.
Dude,
And the camera talking too much, nah.
I love it.
Man, listen.
Hey, speeches
But you get used to it. You get
Yeah,
used to that
that's what-
camera, man. You get used to that camera in 2 seconds. Yeah, you really do.
Because you got to think that we have the camera in our face the entire time. We're in the lounge, we're in the pod. You have the cameras there
Even
the
like,
entire
for instance,
time.
even like this couch in the lounge, if you be sleeping, the camera's right in front of your face. So make sure they have the pictures right all the time and whatnot. So like, you're not even just sleeping and the camera's right in front of your face.
Oh, you get going.
The recordings when we were there recording, it was cameras everywhere, so I got a feel for it a little bit, but I couldn't imagine what y'all were going through for real.
Dude.
all the time.
Talking about your feet.
I got a question though, man, because you're not even from. I mean, that was everybody that was like based in Chicago, right?
Yes.
You're from what? Wisconsin.
I'm from Wisconsin.
Man, so how did you end up in Chicago? And then
I've been here for about 9 years now, though. So I've been working here for about 9 years. Right after college, I moved over here when I was 24, 23, 24, and so it's like obviously I don't want to live in a small town like Wisconsin and whatnot. Love Wisconsin, love it. But
nice place to live.
But this is. I didn't wear my Packer stuff today specifically for y'all. I didn't want to do that.
I appreciate
Did not
that,
want to do that. So you
some
guys
jerseys,
are having a hard enough
man.
time right now. But you guys are on the up. You guys are on the up right now. But no, it's like I just want to be somewhere in a bigger city, somewhere close to my family though too. So that's what Chicago was it. And I've just been here now the past 9 years. And it's so funny. It's like I didn't know a single person on that cast.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like I didn't meet anyone and never seen anyone out of 30 people from the last 9 years I lived here. I've never seen one of them. I mean, usually if you run the same circle, the same one, it's like Chicago's a very big, small city. It's a very big, small city. You recognize you run the same crowd usually all the time.
The crazy part is Mallory runs in the same crowd that I am cool with, but I had never seen her. I swear to God, I had never seen her. Because like after like when we were talking, she was like, "Yeah, I know this person." I said, "Bro, what? I've never seen you. Like, how is this possible?"
Chicago's still very much though segregated though.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that kind of makes sense when you start seeing like they purposely staffed it to where or cast it so it's like different groups all over the place.
They knew. Yeah, they did that pretty good.
Now it was one person on there that I did know.
Oh yeah.
My very first date.
Were they black?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's why I said it's still very much segregated. It's like all the black, you going
Not only did I know her,
Hispanic,
not only did I know her,
So it wasn't a good
date? She was my old roommate's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So how was that date like? I gotta ask you, how was that date?
I mean, this was the first day, so it was the first
15
day.
minutes?
They were like what 5-7 minutes.
They're quick. They felt like
Damn,
60
I'm out of-
seconds. They felt like 60 seconds. Like, it was
Yeah,
quick,
say your
man.
name and where you from, and all right, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have your elevator speech ready because those 5 minutes they go quick.
Yeah,
like, they
and
really
if
go
it's
quick.
your first date, it's probably the worst date because once you get the flow of it, I feel like they take 3 or 4, then you get the pitch down right.
Yeah.
You get the jokes down.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're doing after a while, but the first 2 or 3 are just horrendously awkward and weird. They're horrible. I remember mine.
All right,
Yeah.
man, we just gonna get right to it since we talked about it. So, what would you rate your experience on Love Is Blind?
I tell people this all the time. I was like, it was the best experience of my entire life. I'd give it. I mean, but that's so hard to my experience. So I say my overall. That is a loaded question, bro. Because like you talk like there's so many different there's so many different levels to that question because it worked out. Well, thankfully, it worked out well for me. There was some of the darkest times of my life, but the best times of my life too. Yeah. But I grew the most too, as well. It's like I was in a rut at that time in my life too. When I got that DM, like I said, I was like a bum, like not a bum, but like I was making money, doing my jobs, doing the same old shit every single day, and like I wasn't challenging myself, nothing new. And it's like, so I put myself out there, and like, so I would do it all over again. It was a 10 out of 10. But like after the show. It's like it's like a 5 out of 10. It's just horrible.
You said you would do it again?
100%. No, well, now
Knowing what you know now.
Knowing what I know now, I would do it again but like would I do another season with what I have right now? You talking about? No, never. No. Okay. But like if I was back to like my normal self, I would do it all over again. 100%. I would tell everyone to do that. Do something that makes you uncomfortable like that. It changes your life completely. Yeah. It does. It changes your life completely, good and bad. But it can really mess you up big time. It can, and it did. It really did.
Yeah, I will say that like the concept of the show, like it's a great fucking concept.
Oh yeah, I agree.
It's a very dope concept. But I think for me, like I'm pretty much in the same boat as you. But like I don't think I would do it again if the end goal was marriage, because you're in you got to think like we're in a pressure cooker for 7 weeks, so that's 7 weeks. You putting a lot on the line in 7 weeks and trying to decide like if you want to spend the rest of your life with this person, and you're literally taking a leap of faith with everything.
I always prefer the end goal to be if you were to change it.
That's a tough part.
I mean, I would prefer engagement.
Yeah, just get engaged with the bachelor people do.
Yeah,
but it's like why are you shortening our time though?
That too.
Because that's I mean it's hard for me to believe it, right? Because like I can see how not seeing somebody. I mean, you can develop so much attraction for them, just emotionally, just personality-wise and all this stuff, and then you see them, and maybe they just average looking when you see them, maybe not. But to think that you fall in love and you ready to jump into marriage after like 4 to 6 months, whatever, that's tough.
This is what I always ask.
It wasn't even that long.
Yeah.
This is what I always ask. I always ask people. It's like you really don't know if you fall in love with the person or the idea because it's pushed down you so much that you really don't know. Yes, did I love thing one? Yes, I did.
That's fair. That's fair. I respect that.
I did. That. But like now the marriage part and whatnot, they push it down you so much. We all want to be married, I think, and like have kids to a certain degree, whatever.
It's process,
like, and they push it down you so hard where it's like, wow, this is what I always wanted in my life. This is great. Yeah. It's like you don't know if that's what you really fall in love with or like the idea of it. And it's like,
Man, imagine 6 months ago you were just living that bachelor lifestyle, and then 6 months later somebody's like telling you what to do and saying, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. You just like, wait, I didn't even have time to adjust to this life of just cutting everything off. Like I got to deal with trying to satisfy you.
And which is probably the best though, because you don't want to think too much though as well. It's like, the more you think, the more it's just like it's really that's why it's authentic too. At the same time, it is authentic. Like the struggles you really go through and whatnot.
But do you think it catches up to you in the long run though?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
Oh, 100%.
I think for me it's like you feel like you have a good handle on this person or what you know about this person. But as you continue to grow and live with this person day in and day out, you start seeing things and understanding things about this person that you didn't see or didn't catch early on because you were going through the honeymoon or the infatuation.
Hey, you know how I feel about it. So
the thing is, you have to live with your significant. In my opinion, you have to live with your significant other in order to get married. Like you have to see their daily, what they do when they wake up. You know what I mean? When they come home, their routine. Natural routine.
I don't know if you have to get married to them. It helps though.
It helps.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. It's like with me and my person, that she should not be named anymore. But like
Thing one, it was.
Thing one, yeah. So I was called Thing one. We didn't really like live together, even though like we slept together, but like we still went to our own apartments. We did our own thing a lot,
Really?
Yeah, because she had to work from home. I had to work from home most of the time too and whatnot. So we didn't like live 24/7 like that. We broke it off a lot. Did you guys like?
Oh no, we fucking.
You guys went full in
from when we moved back, when we came back to Chicago after Mexico, when we were in the apartment, we were together the entire time.
Not us.
She was working from home, I was working from home, and then she moved.
Yeah,
in,
not us. That was
I told him don't do it.
After the wedding day, like. She moved in like 2 days later. So it was like, I didn't even.
I'm like, give me some time.
I didn't have no time, but it's like, I mean, it's this is your wife. Yeah, you guys got married on the show. You know what I'm saying? So you feel like you're supposed to do these things, but
you have an abnormal marriage.
It's very abnormal.
So it's like having an abnormal marriage and trying to do normal things.
Yeah.
So if anything, you want to work backwards and be like, okay, well now we married. Let's just see how this whole going back and forth to each other's house looks like. Let's continue to date while we can, because the minute you just jump straight into marriage without dating somebody, that's when you start finding out things and you really don't know what your deal breakers are. And all of a sudden you can start getting crazy thing one and things out there, stuff like that.
You start coming out of the Lord works.
Man.
One last question though: is love is blind?
No.
Yeah. I would agree.
It's not. It's really not. It's like it's really not. Love is not. You can love someone, but the whole concept of the show, it's not. It's not blind. Absolutely not. You can see it nowadays. Like you still have to have some kind of. It's just not real life. You get back home and your phone blows up 24/7. You have real world problems. Mm-hmm. The show is not. It's just not real. It's just not real. It's not reality. It's just not reality. I remember that first day when we need our phones back, and there's thousands of emails, thousands of texts. Like what the hell's going on? You can't tell anyone what's going on and then whatnot. It's just like it's just not real world. You get back and you start talking. You see, I don't know.
I remember I met y'all, man. When I first came to that bar. Jerry was like, "Yeah, come up to the bar. I'm with a couple coworkers."
Was that in South Loop that one night?
Yeah,
I remember that.
I met Jerry's coworkers.
You said South Loop.
South Loop. We were in South Loop that one night. I remember.
So I go up to him. I'm like, "Man, you switch teams or something? You got new coworkers?" You know what I'm saying? I'm looking around. I'm like, "I never met these people." And then it all made sense after a little while. But I'm like,
"Cause remember, because Ayana and Natalie, whatever, they would always say how we acted together and whatnot."
Yeah.
And I remember her saying when we left that bar that night, she goes, "You're just so different around your friends." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you think? Like, that's how we are. That's how guys are. Like guys are very different. Like,
say it all the time.
It's like wake up. I'm like, what world are you living in? You guys be all calm and cute and cuddly around my guy friends. Like, right. I remember we were speaking about the NBA or something. We were talking about like the NBA and like about the Bucks because of what was going on. And like she goes, "You just are a different person around them." I'm like, "Yeah, I am a little bit." And hopefully that's a good thing. Like,
it's fun around them. Bro.
Yeah, it's like it's different.
You should have your different aspects in your relationship style. Like it's not like your girlfriend or your wife can't be 100% who you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when the minute they try to want to be like your homeboy or something like that, it's like, look, I'm not trying to date my homeboy.
Right.
Just have a couple characteristics, or it makes me want to chill around you. Rather than that, like be you, like do what you want to do.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Facts. So, what would you say is would be your biggest takeaway from your experience on Love Is Blind?
My biggest takeaway, man. Dude, honestly, I have so many things I've learned about myself from that show. I really have learned a lot. And it's about how it's just, I'm just trying to, I'm still learning how to process it all still too, dude. It's still, it's like I said, it feels like it's been like years and years, but it's been like, what, a year and a half?
A year and a half, yeah.
It hasn't been that long, really.
Yeah.
Went fast though.
2021, 2022.
Yeah. Hit fast though.
Dude, so many things, dude. It's just like I'm just trying to be a better person in general around people because you see how the cruel the world is. The world is a cruel place, dude.
Bruh.
And I just want to help people as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I have a platform to do that now in a little bit. And it's like that's what I kind of take away from it. It's like people listen to like what we say, like, a little bit to a degree and everything. And like, I want to start advocating more because what I went through was hell. Like, and what everyone else goes through is different. But like with my ADHD stuff, it was like the world is not educated on that kind of stuff whatsoever, and like they do not know like what it's like, and the way people treat people with ADHD and whatnot is not okay. It's just not fair. It's not
like
fair. And people are calling me autistic, and like they're calling me like certain names and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, how is that actually okay to say? Like,
how's that helpful? By putting a label on you and making it seem like you got a condition that you are in theory.
It's just ridiculous, and it's like, just because I'm a different personality, just like you, we're a louder personality of people that we got attacked for that reason. But it's like we also made the show, and it's just like, I'm just there's more of like there's more that we can do out there now. Like, that's just what I'm trying to do more of.
So what's the misconception that you think most people have about you? That you would be like, let's just put this out here now. Let's clear that.
I mean, that's what. Like I said, just because of my personality, I'm crazy and like wild and like this kind of person. But like deep down
that's what
inside,
they see on
I'm
TV,
right?
Right?
I'm very like I'm very very down to earth. Like I care about a lot of people. I think that's what it is. Like genuinely care so much about people that like that's why me and him got into we got into a big not fight, but like, we didn't like talk for a little while. Yeah, we didn't talk for a little while because like I saw him as like my best friend in the pods, and like I genuinely like want the best for all of us, and I felt like we weren't getting that for some people, and like that's just who I am. Like I genuinely care about people, and I want to make a change. Like I said, I stuck up for one person on last season that's getting bullied right now online for that arena girl. She's getting killed online for what she did. It's like, you guys are doing the same thing to her as what she did to someone else, and it's just like it's getting ridiculous. Right. Yeah. And it's just not the way to do it. And I just want to try to do it, but like, I know the internet's gonna be the internet regardless. Yeah. So it's tough. So I'm trying to learn to balance that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, that was something something that I had to learn, and I'm still learning and still dealing with too, because it's like the court of public opinion, like you can't do right.
No, you can't.
Even if I have a handbook that says this is the way it's supposed to be done, and I'm doing it exactly how it's supposed to be done by the book, somebody's going to find some way to criticize it, and they're going to always try to make it seem like what you're doing is wrong, and try to really drill down into it, and it's just not fair.
Well, you only got 3 responses to it, right? You either react to it, you ignore it, or you adapt and start forming to what people want you to be. Like, oh, he's too much this, he's too much that, and then all of a sudden you start changing the way you move and the way you think, just to appease them. You stop being yourself after a while. Yeah,
that's a good point. It's like that's the one thing too. I'm still learning through. It's like what to react to and what to ignore. Yeah. And like that's one thing I'm still learning to do.
Protect your energy, man. Protect your energy.
Exactly.
Every time you're happy.
But it's also I have a platform, and it's like I want to start. My energy is also important to stick up for people too as well. So it's like it's not just about me; it's about other people, and that's what I'm trying to do too. It's like what to react to and what to ignore, and like that's still a learning process. I think it'll always be a learning process.
Yeah, most definitely, because even as you continue to grow and become a bigger person and get more notoriety, more recognition, like it's just going to bring more people, more opinions, and shit's going to get worse. Yep. Like I swear, I promise you, I feel like I have very thick skin, but when the show first came out, like man, just reading some of the comments and all, I'm like, damn.
I love you. You're great. You're this. You're this. He's an ugly fuck.
You only read the one. You read the one negative. You read that one negative, dude. Made all the love in the world. You read that one.
I've seen it. Did y'all feel bad reading those comments, or because me personally, I would look at it and be like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
I mean, you say that now, but
I'm like, that's I would say that now and not ever be.
I've experienced it. It's tough. You literally just have to just stop reading it.
Yeah,
like that's the only way. Yeah, you gotta do it because you naturally, if you're reading something, garbage in, garbage out, so you naturally are gonna take in all this information. You got all these positives.
That euphoria feeling, man. Euphoria from all the good.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see that one comment like, you're a fat fuck, and you're like, well, I mean, okay. And then that other comment, you got tires on your, and you're like, you start seeing some commonalities, and you start thinking it's you. Like, damn, maybe they right, maybe they this, and you just gotta stop.
Maybe I am an asshole. Type shit like.
But like the biggest thing, or the one thing that like helped me through this, which I was trying to, what we talked about too, is just like, people are going to have their opinions, but it's like they're basing these opinions off of a TV show. And I try to tell people all the time, like, how many episodes did y'all see of us in the pods? What was it, 1.5?
That's unfortunate,
And how many hours did we record? Over 300?
Thousands.
Just in the pods alone, we had over 300 hours. And what did the people see? An hour and a half of that. And of that hour and a half, that's a smaller subset of me that was shown. A smaller subset of you that was shown. So it's like, y'all have these opinions that are just like, they're very strong, but it's very biased and one-sided when you don't really know a person.
I tell you this though, I did do a recap. Slight recap, man. I tried to catch up on some of the episodes.
What's your take?
And
Let's go.
They did cut it and edit it to make it seem like he was definitely eyeing out. What's her name, Melanie?
Yeah.
That she was definitely
Valerie. Same thing.
Yeah, thing two. The research say thing two. You got thing one, thing two. So thing two, they definitely made it seem like when y'all all came into the room at the same time that you were like,
man, listen. You know what? Everybody and their mama keeps saying that. Like that scene from Mexico when we were there.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna set the record straight. I don't give a fuck. When me and Mallory were sitting at the bar having a conversation, and they kept cutting to Ayana and Sal being there.
Oh,
of course.
Yeah.
They were not fucking there.
So what were they talking about then? So what were they talking about?
They were? No.
So what were they? So the conversation they were having, what were they talking about then?
They were having a conversation way before me and Mallory had even sat down to have a conversation.
So it had nothing to do with you. So
No.
What she was saying, like, it's hard for me to trust people.
Had nothing to do with me.
What?
Had nothing to do with the conversation that we were.
Hey, her mood got dark real quick then.
She was kind of like for interviews.
But Pablo trusting people and her mood just went dark. And I was like, damn, is she spying on Jarrette?
Good TV though. Good TV,
Yeah.
man.
Look at that.
TV. Look at. I think Guy Shayna wasn't at that Mexico thing. That's the one thing you and Mallory did. I'm like, whoo.
Nah, yours happened for real.
They definitely cut to a lot of scenes. So I'm like, this may or may not be
was
it.
throwing fuel on the fire though, with the ring, and you wanted to go. You wanted to go.
But
there were things that we talked about in the pods about jury.
Yeah.
Which is why
you probably were right.
I ain't
even gonna go down this rabbit hole with you again. Because I'm supportive. I'm supportive.
It's good TV. You know what I'm
Good
saying?
TV. At the end of the day, man.
Viewership.
Good
They gotta
TV.
keep people ready to wanting to watch it.
Most
So.
up.
I did think that one dude was hitting on you though.
What?
His name's Sheik.
He
Was it him complimenting? No, that wasn't him. It was the other guy.
Sal?
Yeah, no, was it?
No, Sal hated you.
No, blonde hair. I think.
Oh, Nick.
Yeah, Nick. I think Nick was hitting on you, bro.
Oh yeah, Nick.
When he was like, man, it's just a lot of beautiful people here. Everybody looks good. I mean, and you're one of the most handsome. And I was. And you were like,
I don't remember that either, dude.
And you were like, trust me, I know because I just saw it again.
I don't
And he was
remember
like,
that.
he fixed this up, and he was like, I mean, you ain't too bad yourself. And I'm like, hey, yo,
I
what's
was
going on?
His shirt was just drenched.
I was so sweaty that
And you
night.
buttoned up your stuff as if like you
I
knew he was
told him-
hitting on you
I
when he
told
said
him-
it.
I'm like,
And I was
dude, what are you doing, man? I'm like, what are you doing wearing that color shirt? That was a horrible choice on shirt. Horrible.
In Mexico too.
Dude,
Yeah,
I know, it's scorching.
half it was dark blue and half it was the light blue color.
Bro, it was hot as hell.
I was dying.
Man,
Nerves. It was nerves.
It was hotter than hell, dude.
Hot nerves, bro.
you nervous?
For
And
real.
we were drinking a lot that event, that little event party, seeing each other for the first time, man. It's such a fun night. It was like, and it's like it's a bar, like a wedding,
Yeah.
and you just drink.
Yeah.
It was so
Did they have a
fun.
variety? Well, of course it was a bar because when we went to record at like the fitting, all they had was whiskey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We would.
I'm like, did y'all have a mixed?
No, yeah, we had a mix, yeah, dude.
Okay,
I couldn't.
I'm about to say.
Thankfully, we only had whiskey at the fitting too, because I don't drink whiskey, or else
Me
that would have been a
So I
day.
was
That would have been a
drunk as
day.
hell drinking whiskey. I'm like,
Yeah,
all right. I'm thinking
it was just whiskey. They had no chaser, nothing. Just straight whiskey.
Yeah.
because they be watering it down, so I need it all.
That was tough. Yeah.
yeah, it was rough.
I know we don't want to go on the Love Is Blind train.
We don't want to.
But we do share that we do have that in common.
Yeah.
But if you could change one thing about your experience from Love Is Blind, what would it be?
Man.
Or one outcome?
Now, first of all, that's gonna be in trouble.
There's
Don't do the outcome
a
part,
loaded
dude.
question.
Don't do
question
the
right
outcome.
there.
I ain't falling for the outcome part, dude. I ain't falling for the
If you
outcome.
could change one thing about your experience, like what would it be?
Jared good at these hypotheticals. If I were to marry you today,
How would listen? And people be like, "You asked her to marry you." I said, "If I was to ask you," I never said, "Would you marry me?"
True.
True.
Oh yeah, dude. No,
word on plays, gaslight.
I'm not a guy.
Why should I got it? Well, I'm gonna let him fit. Go ahead and answer. What would you change? Would you change anything?
I wouldn't change anything,
Yeah,
bro.
I
Again,
agree.
it's like
Makes you who you are today.
it's like you wouldn't change anything either, dude. It's like it worked out for us. It worked out great. I think I wouldn't change anything. It's like you did what you did at the time. And you thought was right, man.
Yeah.
It's like you can't. I went into
you
it.
learn.
I went into it. And I didn't overthink anything. I went into it my genuine self, authentic self, and it's like I didn't go in there desperately trying to get married, but like it just happened the way it did, and I'm like. I'm happy with how it all worked out.
Yeah.
I really am. Nothing like seriously happened between anyone. I didn't get married, so thank God that didn't happen. And, I'm very thank God I haven't. That did not happen. So like trust me, if I got married, then yes, I would be saying that would be one thing I wish I never did. I wish I never got married. But like we went all the way to the end and got engaged.
Yeah.
So like I don't know what you, but like what would you change?
What would you change?
I think for me,
His shoes, you wouldn't have got married. I wish I never got married.
I agree with you. I don't think I would change anything. I think that experience itself, it like opened me up to knowing myself better.
Yeah, exactly.
And knowing what I'm worth and what I'm capable of. So I don't think I would change anything, but do I think I would do things a little bit differently? Absolutely.
Do you?
Absolutely.
See, no, I don't because like
Do things like what?
That's why because it's like yeah. Well,
No, go ahead.
Well, I guess the question is, what would you have done differently? Is what
Like,
Like, yeah, you're pretty stern on that. Like, what would you have done differently? I wouldn't have, because that's how you learn from doing what you did authentically. You didn't. It's like that's how you learn the most, because that's what you generally would have done, right? You can't say you've done something differently because that's just who you were. What you did on the show.
I mean, I honestly think I would have communicated a lot differently. Like that's one thing that I learned, and I'm still
communicated to who?
To Ayana.
Yeah, that's
how I communicated
differently.
You talking about what y'all
during
were
the
together
pods?
and everything
During
like
the
that?
pods, during the pods, or after the pods? Like when it got more serious.
Once we from Mexico on, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like.
Who would you have told her then? Who would you have communicated?
I was about to say the same.
Why you trying to?
You started. You brought this question up.
Yeah,
bro, you did, man.
One of the things
I'm just curious, man. I'm just here to learn.
I mean, I feel like I was open, but I feel like I definitely could have been more open with, you know what I'm saying, who I am, because. I mean, granted, the entire experience, like you're not gonna know me completely within the 6-7 weeks or whatever.
Not even 2.
But I mean, I would have tried to be more open so that she could see who I was. You know what I'm saying? But also, this experiment, like we're putting our best foot forward regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever skeletons I have or whatever issues that I'm dealing with, like. We'll get to that eventually, but you know what I'm saying? Like right now, like we're in the moment with each other, so I'm just trying to do what's best for you and I, and I'm just trying to make the most of this moment.
I mean, so I guess I would have done one thing. I would have gone on more like casual, like real dates with Fig One. I wish I would have done more like outside of filming stuff.
Yeah.
To still like, more casual like dating, like, go
chemistry
mini golfing, or like, just go like to a wine date. Just do something.
Normal dates.
Just
Yeah.
regular normal dates. I think I wish I would have done that more.
Yeah.
I guess than just strictly just. We
that.
were
Yeah.
exhausted
Filming.
when filming was done. I mean, we were just exhausted. We go to bed, we wake up, go to work, start filming again. I wish we took more time on the outside part and just try to get to know each other more that way. That's what I would have done. I would have done that differently.
Yeah, because when you're in your
That's how you learn more about each other. I think that way. I really do believe that.
Yeah, because if we were able to have what we had in the pods, like on the outside, I think it may have been a different outcome. Because when you're in the pods, like you have nothing but to talk to this person to get to know this person.
That was the best time of my life. Hey, that was the best time.
But it's not reality though, right?
Yeah, you know.
Was that the best? That was the best time of my life, though.
Man,
those 2 weeks were the best days of my life.
Imagine
I felt like a kid. I felt like a kid all over. You
shut
have
off
no
from the
cell
world,
phone. You have no
though.
cell
Yeah,
phone. You're
exactly,
basically just at a frat party, basically, but you're talking to girls the whole time, and it's like it is the best time of your life, dude. It was the best time of my life. I'll always say it.
And it's probably levels. Like the first day was 5 minutes, and the next day
I forget how it really was. Like,
Each day the dates got longer.
way longer.
it got longer. But then you should be able to go on a physical date, maybe go out to eat in public, which you're going to face that same reality once you get back home.
Before or after you get engaged.
Before.
Can't do that.
No, that defeats the
Purpose.
Steady content.
Yeah.
Film.
Guess what, man? Guess what? That reveal day is a huge day for TV, man. That is huge, man. That is TV gold for them, man. When you open your eyes and see that for the first time, it's like, whoa.
So a lot of people just skip past that and go to the marriage and go to see who gets engaged, then go to the marriages. They skip past it.
Oh, dude, that day.
What would you have done if at the reveal
don't do
and
this.
the person and the person wasn't attractive? Because I know what the fuck I would have.
What you would have did?
I could have faked it.
Let's say this.
I couldn't have faked it.
Now
that I've been hearing him and been in the same space for a while with him, I believe him. I don't think he could have faked it.
I don't think so.
I think you'd have.
No. I'm somebody that my facial expression would tell you what I'm thinking. Like if those doors were open and she wasn't attractive, I'd have been like.
It would have showed you were displeased, but you would have went with the flow though.
I mean, you could go with the flow. I would have went.
She would have walked up to you. Would you have gave her a hug?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And if she would have went in, in for a kiss, would you have kissed her?
On the cheek.
Oh no, he lied.
On the cheek.
To the curve, like, ooh.
Not on the.
Oh no, I don't know.
I think Jarrette would have walked up. His face would have showed a little bit like, he still would have showed.
I think you would have saved face.
That cheeky grin of yours has been out there, dude. That cheeky grin would
I
have
think you would have
walked.
kissed her and be like, you know what? After these cameras go off, never again.
Hey, what Kanye say? Well, they asked me what I would do if I didn't win.
Okay, I guess I'll never know. I guess I never know.
Big facts.
She was attractive, so I was like,
Good answer.
Yeah, but you ask these questions, you put us in trouble, man. You're the one
You
answering.
said that when you seen her though.
Yes.
When you gave her a hug, you said,
I'll be honest with you, man. I still at that day I blacked out so hard when those doors opened.
Bro, I think that was.
I forgot what when you leave. I forgot what she looked like already.
Oh, absolutely. So
I got one question.
After the reveal, like you see him for
that adrenaline pumping.
15 minutes.
Dude, I'll never feel that feeling ever again.
Yeah.
I don't think. My part was pounded. I've played in some pretty big like athletic games in my life, sports in my life. But nothing compares to those doors open.
I was
this girl
so
the first time.
nervous.
Nothing will ever compare to that, dude. It was that wild.
I got one last You've had conversations with her and you've never seen her. You're about to see her for the first time.
And you got a connection with her.
10 cameras on the left, 10 cameras on the right.
Yes.
And you have a red carpet, and it's a long walk.
Not to mention you're standing behind the door for like 15 minutes, just standing there. I'm trying to peek through the damn door.
Yeah, they don't give you a countdown. They don't give you a 5, right?
So
it
just opens up randomly.
It just opens up randomly out of nowhere. You're just sitting there waiting. And they don't give you a 5, 4, nope. It just pops open. It's like,
So look,
left, right. He's still walking.
I got some heat for him. So y'all said love isn't blind, right?
Right.
It can be.
It can be?
For me, it can be, yeah.
Okay. So just like we said, we didn't describe, but we seen your experience partners. I'm gonna call them that.
First off, that's my ex-wife.
The ex-wife.
Yeah, it's different for him. It's different. Okay, listen. It's different for him. It's different for him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's different.
Would you talk to your ex-wife and your experience partner in public, in reality, just that reality dating, the natural way of dating? Would you see her out and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go talk to her"?
No.
I would say yes, because I'm attracted to her, like physically, like face wise. Yeah, absolutely.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah, I would definitely shoot my shot. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. You would. Me and her both talked about that. We wouldn't do it. We wouldn't have talked to it. We wouldn't have brought. Yeah. If it wasn't for the show, we would never would have.
Yeah.
It's just
No, but it's real though. But it's real though, because sometimes it just depends on the circumstances, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, she's much shy or whatnot. I don't go up. I don't like chase.
Right.
I don't chase. I don't go out to chase women. I go to hang out with my friends, have a good time most of the time. In my 20s, yes, I go and chase as much as possible. Yes, I was a horny little fucker, but now, I control a little bit more. I control more, but that's what we always talk about. That it's like in real life, no, it would never have happened. Never in a million years. Cool, that's cool. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's just the truth. Yeah,
that's real.
What about the friendships though, man? Because I know, I mean, the difference is I've known Jarrette before the show, and then after the show, man, I can only imagine meeting new people. How hard it can kind of be to actually like validate real friendships.
Yeah.
So what's that kind of lifestyle like since the show? Because you had your friends before, right?
Yeah, but we have a bond that like it's just like we have a bond that's like
no one would ever
understand.
Never.
And it's like, but again, it's like also with us, it's like we leave with the show. Like a lot of our friends are, married with kids now at this age. So it's like we were single going into this. And it's like now we have friends to go out with and hang out with now too and stuff like that. Where it's like I have a hard time finding like people to go out with. It's like 'cause at our age, it's so hard to find and whatnot. So yeah, like that's.
What about like in the new circles, meeting new people after the whole reality show?
Yeah.
Just kind of like taint like, you don't really know who's real, who's not.
No, it's just, but people ask questions all the time.
Yeah.
It's legit. It's legit. The whole conversation.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go.
LA vibes, man.
It's
LA vibes the whole way through.
Yeah, it's everywhere you go.
Yeah, like
everywhere
what do you know here? Like so what do you do
everywhere
now?
you go, man? It's crazy
Kinda
how
like people are just
it's
selling
crazy
you.
how popular reality. I didn't never notice how popular it really is until you actually go out and like go in Chicago, man, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere around here. People know, they stare, and they'll take pictures. And like I get more guys come up to me asking me for pictures. They're like, "Oh, my wife loves you." Like you can say you love me too on the show. It's okay, guys.
You can say you watch the show too.
It's okay. Yeah, exactly. I get a lot of that. But it's crazy. It's like to think about it, it's like like we are like. Yeah, it's just nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And then besides like Justin Fields and like maybe 2 other football players, whatever, like we are like the most like noticed people in Chicago.
Yeah.
Like from a reality TV show, which is crazy to think.
Crazy as hell.
Which is weird. It's very weird. It's very crazy, but like it's the truth.
Yeah.
Probably becomes routine after a while.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I have horrible anxiety every time I go out. I have horrible anxiety.
Mine is slowed down a little bit, but I think yours is.
Mine got crazy.
Yours.
Mine got crazy.
we gonna get to that one.
Perfect match blew up.
Yeah.
Big time around here. Yeah.
So also for y'all who don't know, Shayne not entered into, but he subjected himself to another reality dating show that didn't end with love. Well, not love, but it didn't end with marriage, right?
Did not. No, the show is not about that whatsoever.
Less toxic.
Less toxic, less pressure, more just open.
More genuine.
Yeah. I mean, genuine or not, it was just more. It was just. I don't know. It was just like less. This is
More relaxed.
Yeah, more relaxed, and there's no pressure on it. Yeah.
So and again, those who don't know, the name of the show is Perfect Match, season 1 on Netflix.
Catch it.
It's streaming. It was #1 for a very long time.
Number one, baby. Number one.
Oh, add those views.
Shayne Jansen resume. 2 shows #1, baby.
Add those views.
Just to move the needle.
Just when you thought it was dying down, Perfect Match came out, and
yeah, dude, it was dying down at that time for us. It was dying down a little bit for us.
Yeah.
I watched it in like 3 days.
It's good mindless TV, right? You know, it's just good mindless. And that's what people want nowadays. They want mindless TV.
So what made you decide to go on Perfect Match? Because I know you coming from an engagement, and you know what I'm saying, like I know you still want love, you're do love, but like what made you decide, you know what, let me just try Perfect Match?
So like I think that was probably about 8 months after the show and whatnot, maybe 10 months, something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't go on a single date. I didn't talk to anyone really, flirty DMs here and there, but like we're all human. But like I didn't physically do anything with anyone. I was like just nothing. I was just very lazy, because I didn't trust people, like you said. Like when you go out, you don't trust them for the right reasons, or I just want to hang out with you for the show and whatnot. So like I didn't go on dating apps or anything. So I'm like, you know what? I need to get myself out there again. Like, what a better way to do it? Like, it's just like, why not, right? And it's just like, how will this opportunity ever come around again? That's true. Yeah. So it's like you just don't know. And I remember talking to you right before I left. I'm like, bro, you missed out. I respect the marriage part. I'm like, bro, me and you could have been on the show. We could have been fucking killing it now.
Next season.
I've heard.
Do you remember that night though? Do you remember that? I remember talking to you. Like we were all on FaceTime, and I'm like, bro, man, I'm going on this show with these fucking. Like
who's your crush on the show? You can tell him. Who was your crush before you? When you find out who was gonna be on the show, who was your crush? You was like, I gotta get her. Who was it?
Who are you talking about? I don't want to get in trouble now because it might be somebody.
Trying to get you the name drop.
I had a ton of crushes on that show. I had about 5 though, for real.
I had a couple crushes.
It was two, every single one was beautiful almost on that show, I think. Every single one was beautiful. Yeah. It was totally different vibe. And I'm thinking to myself too, it's like, I want to go on a show maybe where it's just like more lighthearted and I actually can see this person. And it changed my reputation was, I was this massive drug head on Love is Blind. I was just crazy. Like I was just like this crazy fucking animal, and it ruined my reputation for work, back home. And I'm thinking to myself too, where it's like I can change my reputation by showing people my real, like hopefully they can see it now, where I'm not in a little box and I'm not engaged in like this way. I can show my real personality, hopefully. Yeah. And I was able to do that, thankfully. Like everyone now is like say you are not that kind of person. You change everything, and it's like I'm very grateful for that. And like that's also what I was thinking to myself. I'm like it can't get any worse. That's what I thought to myself. It couldn't get any worse from the Love is Blind stuff I was getting into.
Yeah.
So your mental space, you would say you're like in a better place now because of this show than you were with.
Yes, 100%. Yes,
it
changed everything. It is rare, but at the same time, it's like it couldn't get any worse. Though,
exactly.
For me, man. It really couldn't get any worse for me. I was getting so much shit for my ADHD. I was getting the cokehead stuff because it's like, and I've always admitted to this. I've always said, listen, I've done it before. Okay, I'm not afraid to admit I've dabbled in drugs before. I'm not afraid to admit that. Okay. Yeah. But like, it's impossible to do it on this show while you're filming. You cannot do it. Like, you don't have any access, keys, wallet, phone, nothing to do it. Okay, and it's like that is just my normal self on that show doing it. Like, just being with my ADHD and everything. And it's like I just want to show and then I showed it how I am. It's like that's who I am on the real show too. It's like that's just who I am. I can't sit down a lot. I like to have fun, joke around like a kid. And whatnot. That's just who I am.
So Shayne is really the life of the party, like sober. Like literally sober. Shayne is the life of the party. And I think that's why we gravitated toward each other. Because like we're both like we're extroverts to our core.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like people can sometimes take that as where he has to be doing this or he has to be doing that.
I guess that's sad. World. I think that's really sad. Yeah. It's like just because someone has a personality for a change, it's like, oh my God, they're just red flags or they're just fucking crazy. It's like we are allowed to be different. We're different people, man. That's okay. Yeah. We gravitate towards energy and good vibes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, y'all know I'm always gonna keep it a buck. the show, and I definitely get it because shoot, it's just natural, I think, for people to actually think that way. Because I'll tell you from my own personal experience, seeing flashes of you and everything like that, never actually having a conversation with you, the minute somebody come up to you and be like, oh yeah, he's actually a coker or something like that, I'm like, okay, white boy, yes. Okay, all right, I can kind of see what they're talking about. And then you actually give people actually a chance to express themselves and actually talk. It's a show that kind of changed my whole mindset when it comes down to like personality disorders and things is the David Letterman show. Mm-hmm. When Kanye West actually got on the show and actually talked about his condition, like, and then I was doing my research and realizing like, what he's saying is common for a lot of people at that type of level. Mm-hmm. So it's more of like give people a chance to understand them, express themselves instead of like you jump to judge.
But here,
I got mad respect for you, man. Have you on the show, and
I appreciate that. But like again, if like even if here's the thing, even if I've had some of my family have an overdose before. Mm-hmm. Even if someone did have a drug problem, you think you're helping someone by attacking them and going crazy at them, calling them a cokehead and all this kind of stuff on TV? Mm-hmm. Like, you think that's okay to do someone? Yeah. Like, dude, that's not okay. Like, even if someone did have a problem with that, it's like we've all, not all of us, but like most of us have had something along the lines of someone dealt with something along those lines.
We all deal with it differently.
And it's like, that only drives them to do more. Yeah. And you know what I mean? Yeah. That's sad.
That's like, it's really sad. No, that's real. That's why you got to sit back and observe. Yeah. More.
You say like, dude, I hope he finds like, I hope you find help, and like, all right, I hope your friends are like looking out for you or something like that. Instead of just going off on saying like,
or actually just walking up to someone and be like, hey, I just care about you. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, you can be a stranger, but imagine a stranger just come up to you and be like, yo, I care about you.
Yeah. People are going through their own,
make sure you cool.
Their own things in their life, so they want to look at somebody else and downplay them or talk bad about them, so that makes them themselves feel better. You know what I mean? So
people project all the time, and it doesn't help that we have this platform. So people's response is always going to be, well, you went on this show, so you subjected yourself to this scrutiny. So I don't care. But it's at the same time like, does that make it fair? Because at the end of the day, I think people forget that we are humans. Mm-hmm. We aren't exempt from normal everyday things that people go through. Like just because we have this platform, we can
get criticism. We get criticism for sure. One thing I'm really upset about is that the cast doesn't stick up for certain things that are not okay, like that. Okay, like the cokehead stuff and whatever it is, or like when someone gets called abusive on the show, where you know it's not true, stick up and say something where we've never seen him call like abuse, or we've never seen him do this. Like stick up for them.
I agree.
Say something. You have a platform too as well, where you can say something as well
instead of letting it spread.
To end this stuff as well.
Instead of letting it spread.
And no one does it. No one does it on the show. No one does. And it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate about that. Because like they see it and they all these most of the females on the show, they always say like, oh, don't do bullying. Well, I think they push it more than anyone on the show. They really do. I have no problem saying that. I think
You're right.
I have no problem saying it, man. Yeah. They feed off of us. Man.
Oh yeah.
They made all of their shit because of us, and they're gonna keep pushing it because they're not creative enough. They have no other way. They have nothing else to do. And I always keep it real, dude. I always keep it real, man. I always keep it real.
Give the viewers what they want.
This is just what it is because that's what I did. That's real. That's what I went through. And like it's like they need to use us because they are not creative. Okay, and it's just like I've seen it numerous times, and they have to talk about us because they have nothing else more to talk about.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And it's like if you're gonna do that, at least do the right thing on certain things. You know what I mean?
It doesn't always have to be talking about somebody in a negative light. Right. Like because if that's the case, then we would have never gone down that path. Like at some point, you had to be happy about something.
True. Right. You're grown ass. We're grown ass people. Right. At a certain point, maybe something wrong with you if you can't see it then too at that point. But whatever.
What's my favorite word? Accountability.
Yeah, accountability. You already know how it goes. There was actually only one thing I actually disagree with you on because I agree with the one part as far as like y'all still human. Mm-hmm. When people say like y'all signed up for it, I agree. Like we technically didn't sign up for it. We didn't even know what was going on at first. Mm-hmm. The only part that I disagree with you on is that the other people, right, the ones that are made a name for themselves by being raunchy or ghetto or all this other stuff, and then they're getting mad that people are all in their business. Well, that's kind of how you created your career, so that's kind of like what you are going to get back from the people that's watching. Yeah. So, it's kind of like a twofold thing. Yeah. I agree with y'all, man. Y'all still human beings. Yeah. At the end of the day, y'all didn't go on the show to be like, yeah, you know, I'm about to just expose my whole life and say all the fucked up things that's wrong with me.
I will say this too. I will say this too, and I always tell people this is like I hate the saying you know what you signed up for because like you know what I remember when I was 21 getting like my first job out of college and I signed my first contract. I didn't know what I was signing up for there either. You don't. Okay, you don't know what you're signing for anything in life, right? It's like even me coming in today, I didn't know what I was signing up for really. I'm coming into this. Okay, I knew I was going to talk about certain things, whatever, but like. I don't know. You don't know what you're signing up for in anything you really do, but you know you have an idea of what's going on. Like, you never know fully what you're signing up for.
That's what I tell people about
marriage.
And
that's what it is. You don't know.
That's what marriage is. You don't know.
I tell people all the time.
You've never been married. That you're
Exactly my point. But it's not that. It ain't close.
You're doing all totally different.
Exactly, right? There's just like people leave their jobs and they just like, you know what you signed up for? It's like, oh, okay, well, you want sympathy for you getting, no.
Right, exactly.
So before I know we're coming to a close, before we wrap up, would you do another reality show, dating show?
No, I'm done. That's why I'm gonna be your sidekick, dude. I'm gonna be your hype man. I want you on the next Perfect Match, bro. No, are you? No, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna ask you a question. Will you? If Perfect Match 2 asked you, would you do it?
I would do Perfect Match.
You should. I would tell you right now, you would do it 100,000% over and over again. I don't want to be that person where I'm known as the reality TV dating guy.
Right.
I did my 2 and I'm good. Like I got what I wanted. My mental health is more important. Yeah. I changed my narrative. I changed my narrative of who I am. Yeah. I'm very happy with it now, right? So I'm very happy that I can only go down now again from here. It's like you have every right to go on a new show and try it out and just because you went through hell and back with your marriage and whatnot. I'm sure, and your divorce. And everything you deserve to go back on show because you are entertaining, and I think you'd be doing everyone a disservice for not going back on a TV show. You really do. You need to go on it. Yeah. And trust me, bro.
That's if you're single by the time that happens, bro. We'll go ahead.
Okay. Here we go. After this, we're gonna head to a bar and homeboys be talking to someone. Yeah.
And here we go again.
Yeah, right.
Would you be done? So you saying you're done with TV?
I'm not done with TV. I would love to do more TV. I love being in front of a camera. I love being in front of a camera. I don't know. They'd pitch me more like I don't know what.
Maybe like your lifestyle period.
Like a lifestyle thing. Or I don't know, but like anything with my job or I don't know, like
you're doing real estate too, right?
Yeah, but like I'm doing more fitness stuff too. But like I don't know, I really don't know. But like,
bro.
Hey yo,
I wasn't wet now. Anyway,
another moment.
Funny story though. We were in Mexico one day. We were in Mexico one day, and we remember whole boy. We worked out together. She's dying.
It's about right. It sounds about right.
Bro, we had been working out for like 2 hours. I was tired and I was sore.
What were y'all doing for 2 hours?
A whole lot of shit. A whole lot of shit. I'm like, shit, I'm about to go. I'm like, all right.
Those 2 days were horrible in Mexico too. God. That's what I'm saying. I would never change it. I would never change it because the memories you have from that show, man. It was honestly it was the worst of the time, but the best.
But the best time.
Now it's the best time ever thinking about all those memories, dude.
Yeah.
And like I said, bro, it's like for Perfect Match 2, you're gonna have all those memories all over again. You're gonna expand your network with more people. That if you meet all these new people in that network, and it's like you might find someone, you might not, but like you're open to the idea and like.
Hell of a ride.
Yeah. It is a hell of a ride. But you're mentally, but now here's the deal. You got a break now. You got a break. I went kind of straight into it. You have a break now. You kind of know how it works. Yeah. TV is it's
entertainment.
It's a game. It's a game. It's still a game. You got to go in there thinking like it is a game. At the end of the day, you were making a TV show, so like we were naive, thinking like, oh, authentic. We'll go find love, cute, pinch cheeks, all that kind of stuff. No, but it's a game. It's a game at the end of the day as well. It's a game, and now you know better. It's like what you're going into. You got to be a little more guarded, but still, you know what you're doing now more. And like, I think you'll be ready. You'll be way more ready for it.
Yep.
The Perfect Match. That concept. Were you guys like? Did they have you guys stationed at like a hotel or something outside of the house?
Yeah. So I got lucky and I got put in right away. Yeah. So there's 5 guys, 5 girls, but there's 15 guys, 15 girls total. And the 10 guys, 10 girls are just sitting in the hotel. Waiting for their turn to get put in. So you just sit in your hotel all day.
Fucking
no phone.
But you get your phone. You get your phone.
I got your phone.
You get your phone. You get your phone.
You can't mingle with the other people. That's
no, hell no, because then you were in the game. You were in the experience. Like who's here and like who could come in. Who is at the house right now? It ruins everything. So you can't do that kind of stuff. No. Damn. No, but like that's what makes it fun. But like at least you have your phone and like but you're basically cut off 24/7. Nothing. You can't do anything. And then like, but the weekends you have to go back to the hotel and you just chill all day. And like, it's awesome. Though, dude, you're getting paid a shit ton of money for vacation, basically. Right. Dude, they pay you a lot better than Love Is Blind. So that's also another reason to do it, dude. They pay you a ton more, dude. I'm not gonna say the dollar amount, but like I'll say it offline. But like they pay you a way better than the compensation they paid you on Love Is Blind.
That's what's up.
Okay.
Yeah. You still keep in touch with anybody from The Perfect Match?
Yeah, I do. A few people. Yep. And yeah, like I said, the one thing I'll say about that too is like. Obviously, me and Chloe ended together on the show and whatnot. I'll always say this about her because I'm sure I do always love saying this. She's a great person, and I do respect so much how we handle each other after the show. Yeah. So you can see how me and Thing One, the drama is still going. It's bullshit, right? Yeah. It's just immature and it's just like pathetic. Yeah. But with me and Chloe, it's just so professional, respect, and it's just like it's a healthy way to do things. It didn't work out. And it's a bummer, but like I'm happy for a new relationship, and I'm happy for everything that's going on with each other, and like we're not taking jabs at each other horribly. And that's one thing I'll always say about that. And I think that's why the show is also great too. Is like this more mature people that are just professionals at it too. That's good. So that's why it's not a big risk for you to do this kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
So,
That's dope.
Yep. That's cool.
Well, we've definitely come to a close, man. We appreciate you stopping by the gym.
It was a blast. I had a great time, guys. I had a great time, fellas. That was a blast. I love shooting the shit like this, you guys. It's fun. It's therapy. It's therapeutic. So it is nice. It is nice.
Just tell the people where they can find you on social media, man.
Listen, guys, you already know where to find me. So that's not a big deal. Don't worry. All right.
Kind of a big deal.
Listen. You follow Jarrette. You probably follow me. It's fun. Okay. This Shayne Jansen, SHAYNE JANSEN, all over the place, but
he's coming out with a crop top line too. So
I am.
Be on the lookout, fellas.
I'm in. Yep.
You follow me at Handsome Phenom.
Yeah. Ball that's less is more, and you know how it is. The Gentleman's Lounge.
You already know the JJones_05 Instagram, Twitter, and make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow the Instagram page, and follow us on YouTube too, man.
Sure.
We're gonna keep coming with the heat. Cheers.